What's up guys, how's it going? Welcome back and welcome to part 2 of our Trinity grade 4 Cold Sweat breakdown. Now in this part we're going to be taking you through the bridge, the chorus and the guitar solo. Rather than taking you through note for note in the guitar solo, I'm instead going to show you what scales you could use in that section. But I will be taking you through the first 2 licks of the solo, which are the 2 licks that you need to play. And the rest of it should be improvised. So if you know the scales, then hopefully you can come up with your own solo, write your own solo to the tune. So all that being said, get yourselves tuned up and I'll see you in a minute for the bridge. Nice. Right then, let's get cracking. Here's the bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to start with, let's look at this C9 chords. It's quite interesting what they've done here because it is inverted, but let's go through note placement first. So put your index finger on the 7th fret D string, that'll be your first note. Now place your middle finger on the 7th fret G. Now place your little finger on the 8th fret B. Then your ring finger on the 8th fret D. What's interesting about this shape is even though it's a C9 chords, there is no root note present. The closest root note is probably on the 8th fret E string. So we have a look in turn at each note's relationship to that root note. You can see why they're calling it a C9 chord. So the 7th fret on the A string is a major 3rd, so let's play that in conjunction with your root notes. Okay, let them ring. Next up, let's play the 7th fret G string with that root note. That is a D note, so that makes your 9th note, 9th and 4th. Now let's play the 8th fret D string. That's your minor 7, so that makes it the dominant chord. And then finally the 8th fret B string, a G note. It's a good old perfect 5th, so nothing particularly special about that interval. Let's play it. Okay, so back to the chord shape. You're going to be playing on beats 1 and 2, and what you want to do is cut the chord off. And the way I do it, after I strum, I kind of turn my right hand to the side and then dampen the strings. So like this. As mentioned, it follows the rhythm of 1, 2. So let's try that. 2, 3, 4. Now you're resting on beat 3, and on beat 4 you're playing this very cool sliding triad idea. You're going from G9 back to F9. So you strum G9 and you slide back. That's the first bar of this section, so let's put it together. 2, 3, 4, 1. And once you've arrived on the 8th fret, put your index finger on the 7th fret D, and then we begin what I think is one of the cooler parts of the song. I'm going to play this very, very funky 16th note rhythm pattern. The one written goes like this. We'll break down what we're doing with the right hand first. You're going down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So now with your left hand, which left hand is kind of doing a lot of the work here, because you need to be able to grip the chord and then also relax the grip. So when you do relax the grip, you get that kind of nice muted sort of funk sound. To do that, I would practice this gripping the chord like this, and then relaxing the chord and then strumming, one after the other, so like this. once you're fairly comfortable with gripping and ungripping the chords, you're going to play the chord on beat 2. This pattern starts on beat 2. So you play a chord on beat 2. The second downstroke is muted. Then we have an upstroke, which you would re-grip the chord on, so like this. Then you're going to hit 3E under, down, up, they're all muted. And finally, on beat 4, you play the chord again. So it sounds like this: 3, 4, 1. Now, this pattern, this 2-bar pattern, is played a further 3 times, and it says to kind of vary the rhythm a little bit. What I would do is save your variation on this little section here. Play the C9, as written. So 1, 2. Do the slide as written. But when you get back to the 8th fret, vary your 16th note patterns. One of which could be this. So there I play down, up, 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 down. So I'll play that a bit slower. So it's 2, 3, 4. Another one you could do is this: 3, 4. Okay, now it's down, up, 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 down, up, down, up. The whole point of this is that you need to miss out certain rhythm strums in your 16th. So try experimenting which downstrokes and upstrokes you do miss out. Whatever you do, aim for a good tight sound in this section. It should sound great. So let's move on to the octave section. It goes like this: 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Now you're playing, the first octave you play is E and E octave, and the muting with your left hand is really important here. But firstly, put your index finger on the 7th fret A, and then your little finger is going to cover the higher E note on the 9th fret G. Now the way I'm muting this is my tip of my index finger is muting out the E, so when I play it, it will sound dampened or muted. The underside of my index finger is muting out the D string, so the same thing. It should be muting out the note. And then the tip of my index finger is fretting the note on the 7th fret. Now with my little finger, I'm using the tip of my little finger to fret the 9th fret G, and then the underside of my little finger is fretting the D and the E string. So the whole point is, when you strum, you should only hear those 2 E notes. Now you're coming in here on the and the beat 1, and all these strums are all syncopated. You're moving chromatically from E up to G, so you're going to hit E octave, F octave, smooth the shape up 1 fret at a time, F sharp, and then G. So let's try that slowly. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, you're now resting for a whole bar, and then when you go back to the octaves, you start on F octave, and then you hit F sharp and then G. So like this: 3, 4, 1. And then finally you end this section on a G dominant 9th chord. To play that G dominant 9 chords, move your ring finger and place it on the 10th fret G, B and E. Your next finger is going to cover the 9th fret D string. Then your middle finger is going to cover the 10th fret A. Okay, so let's go from the start of this octave section and let's put it together. So after 4, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that concludes this section. So we'll see you in a second for the guitar solo. Alright then, so here's the solo, the cool part of the song. I'm going to play it through once, and then we're going to break it down. I'm only going to break the first 2 licks of the solo, as there are 4 bars improv. what I'm going to do is in a minute play through those 4 bars slowly with the tablature running at the bottom of the page. So then, you know, if you learn those licks, it will work for the song. So if you learn them note for note, then it will get you through the song. But hopefully it will also give you a basis to develop your own ideas. And after that, I'm going to show you 2 scale shapes that will work in this song. That being said, let's crack on. So here's the solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let's look at lick number 1. Place your index finger on the 10th fret B and E. You're covering a note, an high D note. You're going to strum down up. This is known as a double stop when you play 2 notes at once. So you're going to hit that double stop twice. Okay, next up, you're going to grab another double stop. Second double stop is on the 12th fret G and the 12th fret B string. Okay, next up, we're going to hit a hammer on from the 10th fret to G. Use your index to the 11th fret. And then we're going to grab the 12th fret to D string. So far we've got. Right, now move your ring finger up to the A string, hit the 12th fret A, and then hit the 10th fret D string with your index. Okay, so the full first lick slowly goes like this: 2, 3, 4. Okay, next up, we're going to hit a B note on the 12th fret. I should mention before the second lick, there is a 4-bar rest, so a whole bar rest before you play this second lick. So you're going to now play another double stop. So place your middle finger on the 12th fret B string, and then place your ring finger on the 13th fret E string, and you're going to strum this double stop for down up with your right hand. So okay, now we're going to grab the second double stop again on the 12th fret G and B. So it goes like this: 3, 4. After you've hit that second double stop, you're then going to execute the hammer on from F to F sharp. Grab the 12th fret D with your ring finger. The last 2 notes are the 10th fret to the 12th fret. That's the C note and the D note. So the second lick slowly goes like this: 2, 3, 4. Alright, so now I'm going to play for the improvised section. It's 4 bars long. I'm not going to break this down note for note. Instead, I'm going to play it slowly, run the tab along the bottom of the screen, so you can jam along and, you know, learn those licks. If you learn this note for note, it will work. Hopefully you can take some of these ideas and develop your own way of playing through the section. So it goes like this. Well, this is how I play it: 2, 3, 4. Right, so here is a couple of shapes of D mixolydian, which seems to suit the song rather well. So put your little finger on the, put your little finger on the 12th fret D string. Next up, we're going to hit the 9th, the 11th and the 12th on your G. So far we have a root, a second, a third, a fourth. Okay, now we're going to move to your B string, and we're going to hit the 10th fret with your index, 12th fret with your ring, and then 13th with your little. Here is a 5th, a 6th, and a minor 7, which is important because that's your mixolydian flavour note. And then on your E string, we're going to hit the 10th fret, 12th, and then 13th. Here is a root note, a second, and then a third. So all together sounds like this: 3, 4. Okay, so that's that area which you can explore within the song. Now let's look at another shape around the 5th fret. I'll play it down, play it through once, and then break it down. It goes like this: 3, 4. Okay, so starting with your middle finger, hit the 5th fret A string. Then we're going to hit the 7th fret with your little, so that's 5 to 7. A root and then a second. Next up, on your D string, we're going to hit the 4th, 5th, and then the 7th. Okay, so you've got a major 3rd, 4th, and then a 5th. Now on your G string, we're going to hit the note B with your index finger, the note C with your middle, and finally another root note with your little finger. Here we got your 6th, mixolydian flavoured note, the minor 7 note, and then another root note. So all together goes like this: 3, 4. Okay, so there's a couple of scale shapes you can take away with you. Hopefully that will help you develop your own solo in this song. And that concludes the solo section. So in the 3rd part of this tutorial series, we're going to look at the outro. So I'll see you then. Cheers.